And so, Twitch has joined the dark side. The company that we thought, because it is their bread and butter, would join with us in the fight for fair use and the legitimate transformative use of musical work within the context of a video game on a video game stream, that surely Twitch was going to someday set a precedent in court that fair use stands. This is no longer a gray area, it's black and white. When it's fair use, it's fair use. And because no rights holders will come after us as broadcasters and say, hey, we're going to sue you individually, prove the fact that Kanye West's song in the middle of that Saints Row stream was fair use, because they know that if it ever was proven on the side of fair use, precedents would be set and that would be bad for them. So instead, we are seeing Twitch go the way of automated identification on its content, specifically on the video on demand stuff, that meaning the recordings that happen, the recorded streams, and they're not even going to be keeping those in perpetuity anymore. Now they're going to be 60-day limitation. As we've seen throughout the history of Twitch, they've slowly been shying away from recorded streams altogether. It used to be that everybody's broadcast was always kept. Then it was only broadcasters could have stuff kept forever. And then now, even partner broadcasters, it's gone. It can only be kept for 60 days. Because of this, it seems like they're moving solely towards streaming content, which, as some of you may know, streaming content has completely different licensing than recorded content on like YouTube. It's a different ball game. As in fact, I think that Total Biscuit has like a radio license so that he can play copywritten music on his streams, and it's fine because as long as he pays the RIAA, he's got license to stream all that stuff, and it's copacetic. That's my guess as to where this is going, and I can only guess because we didn't get on that topic during our phone conversation. I just talked to Twitch. The reason I was on the phone with Twitch is because, let me give you some context. Tomorrow, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie is coming out on Friday. We were set tomorrow at noon to do a broadcast promoting it on the front page of Twitch for 4 hours, in which we played classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games, and I was going to get a pretty decent payday doing something that I love and promoting an IP, a franchise that I love, and probably something that we might have even done anyway. Don't tell Twitch that, but we were getting paid for something we probably were going to do anyways. I was thinking maybe we would play retro or any Turtles games leading up to the release of the movie because everybody's talking about it, right? But they came to me with what they're calling an influencer program where they approach broadcasters, say, hey, we got this thing going on with Paramount. This is what they said to me. And they love your stuff. They would like for you to, do a stream promoting the movie. They think there would be a good fit. Are you interested? I said I was. That sounds good, as long as I can tell everybody that it's paid content and that, I'm being paid to do this. It's awesome. I'm being paid to do this. And we had it all ready to go. Becky's working on stuff. You know what that means. And we were going to play 1, 2, and 3, including the Manhattan Project, and then we're going to play some co-op with the arcade game Turtles in Time, all 4 of us. Ben won't be there, unfortunately, but anyways, so then news broke on this, and I actually made the entire vlog announcing it, and I can prove that. I will link below the unlisted video that almost went live minutes before this news about Twitch broke, and then all of a sudden, I had to reconcile basically my entire dialogue that I have portrayed to you over the course of the last year, my principles, with the fact that I'd still love to do this. But because of the timing, a symbolic backing out, I never signed anything. I didn't sign a contract yet. That is still in my email to be signed. I technically don't have to do this. And I had to think to myself, and Becky and I talked about it, and we're like, how is this going to be perceived by people? How is it going to be perceived? The guy who comes out and talks who's been on interviews with Adam Sessler and does vlogs every time new news comes out about stuff like this. How is it going to be perceived when I'm all hunky-dory on the front page for 4 hours the next day saying, woo, Twitch, during what I think should be probably considered to be their darkest hour right now? Why? Because we are seeing a slippery slope. I think what many of us perceive to be a slippery slope, potentially one that goes towards YouTube's content ID. The ones, the content ID, the court of YouTube where a robot decides that it identified a song within your content that was copywritten work and you weren't allowed to use, even though, hey, Filter, the Norwegian top 10 artist, I have personal permission. A guy who watches our Minecraft streams hasn't even been able to get his record label to whitelist us properly. I still get flagged for it, and it's a 30-day process to get legitimate music that I completely had rights to use. And forget about written permission. Fair use of the use within the context of a video game music, that is fair use. It's transformative, and it's review, and it's parody. It's a whole mishmash of all these, and the law still hasn't adjusted to identify and allow this new medium, this exciting new medium. And I would say exciting because we've got rumors that the company that specializes in that kind of content was just bought for $1 billion by YouTube. So let's go back to people who would not comment on that particular fact, the Twitch conversation I had. And the thing that has stuck with me the most, the thing that probably prevented me from doing a knee-jerk reaction and immediately announcing, hey, I was going to get paid a lot of money tomorrow to do this, and now I'm not because I disagree with this. I still don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm kind of leaving it to what you guys say about it. The sticking point for me was the people inside Twitch who have never been anything but good to me, and they've always been really good guys. I mean, every time I ever deal with a person in business, suddenly it's not business anymore, it's a relationship, and you're talking to a real guy who seems like a really nice guy. I haven't met these guys in person yet, but I have met some Twitch people in person, and I'm not saying that makes my complete decision, but it made me think, these guys have been working with me for the last 2 weeks, putting all this together, and it really sucks that this really, let's be real here, this is a symbolic idea. This idea of me not doing this broadcast tomorrow is symbolic in that it's like a protest, and it has really nothing to do with the content ID or this copyright flagging. And I acknowledge that, they acknowledge it, they acknowledge that I acknowledge that, and they know, they've accepted that yes, this sucks for you, and it sucks for us, it sucks for everybody because of the timing of it, and they have been quite open with me talking about how the system currently, what's going on, they're working on. They acknowledge that it is silly, that their own broadcast has been flagged by this system despite no use of music at all. You have Crypto the Necrodancer's music being flagged in the middle of videos where Crypto the Necrodancer says that they have never submitted their music to a flagging service, so it's being flagged improperly as well. This is on in a lot of ways, this is on the third party that they have hired to do this flagging. In other ways, it's still on Twitch a bit for not testing, putting it through an acid test ahead of time. So now kind of proverbial shit is hitting the fan because it seems that their acid test was done publicly. I don't know, maybe they tested internally and there weren't problems, but now there are. And I expressed to them that the problems we're seeing right now, the thing that people are so excited about and so worried about is we see this slippery slope towards, like I said, a Kanye West song being flagged in the middle of my friggin' Saints Row stream, being claimed by 5 different record labels, and the fact that even though they allowed it to stay on YouTube, they have applied their own advertising, to the whole 20-minute video, even though it only happened for 1 minute. There's that. Then the fact that even though they've allowed it to stay on YouTube, at any time, they could take it down and apply a strike to my account. And guess what? I have hundreds of videos like that my account could be terminated tomorrow because Time Warner decides that no, we're not going to advertise on YouTube anymore. Take down all those videos. And I expressed that to them, that we see this going in that direction. We're worried about that. We see a day where live streams are flagged. And I can tell you that they expressed to me a desire to work with us. They don't like it either. Basically, I think their words were, we have to play the game. To be in the game, you have to play the game. And in a way, if they don't try, I guess, if they don't try to identify content, they're in a lot of trouble. And I said to them that I had regarded, and you can see me express these sentiments over 6 months ago or more, where I said where rumors were happening with Google buying Twitch, that perhaps there's a positive light in this, that perhaps because it is their bread and butter, because Twitch revolves around fair use, that they will have no choice but to defend it. And maybe we will get a white knight on our side defending it in court, setting precedents and saying fair use is a thing, you have to acknowledge it, get with the times, record labels, get with the times, movie producers, you have to acknowledge that this is a thing. And that I said to them that I'm considering not doing this stream because symbolically it says that, we are going to be loud. We are going to give up, $3,000 pay. I just said the number, whatever, paydays for out of principle, out of me reconciling how I feel about this. And then they tried to change my mind. They said, we really still want this to go forward. We understand. They seem to understand everything I'm saying. And I think that they're going to answer a lot of these questions tomorrow. They're doing a Reddit Ask Me Anything. But I said to them, I need to say something. I don't think that you guys are going to want me to do this broadcast tomorrow, this sponsorship, when I'm coming out on the same day, basically, and saying, Twitch is doing the wrong thing. This is wrong. This is a slippery slope. This is a bad thing. I'm not calling for a boycott on Twitch. And like I said, I continue to go back to that word, symbolic. Me backing out of this would be symbolic and saying that I'm staying on Twitch, just the same hypocritical way that I continue to stay on YouTube, even though it's got all this bullshit going on with Content ID. I have no choice. It's how I pay the rent. I have to stay with them for better or for worse, but it doesn't mean I can't continually keep a dialogue going about it and show them with our rabble, and our pitchforks that this is stupid, and maybe one day we're going to start looking at an alternative service that respects these things. And whether their coffers, their war chest has the capability to defend this in court, to actually stand up for us in court and set a precedent, it's, who knows, especially with their potential new bedfellow, Google, that has been heavily rumored, and no comment forever on that until it's officially announced. But I think the timing on this is pretty clear. This is a really rambly vlog, and I apologize for that, mainly to, I think, the Twitch guys that are watching, because the agreement we came to on the phone is they said, go ahead, make the vlog, it's cool. And I said to them, watch the vlog, and if you don't like anything that I say, I'm going to test the waters with my audience. If they raise their pitchforks and say, no, definitely don't do the stream, I'm not going to do the stream. I'm not going to call a vote, but I'm going to look at what you guys say and continue to make up my mind on this. I don't want it to be a knee-jerk reaction. As excited as I seem about this topic, it's because I'm just passionate about it. And really, like Becky has seen, I've been pacing for the last, 5 hours around the house, sometimes on the phone with Twitch, as they go back and forth with legal. I considered, even an option of, I told them, maybe not accepting payment. Maybe if I just do this for free and I don't have to sign anything and I still do the stream so that they don't have to ruin their relationship and the potential future of the influencer program that they're trying to put together. And let me reiterate how cool I think the influencer program potentially is. So long as it's always open and saying, when people do these streams, promoting a product, that it's clear that they're promoting it. And that they only get broadcasters that truly are actually excited about what they're talking about. And as long as they don't muzzle the broadcasters after the fact, where I can still go out and I am allowed afterwards to go out and talk about the movie, what I actually thought about it, that's fine. And I think the influencer program is the way advertisement should be done in the future. Where did I go with this? And all of that tied in. And basically, I guess what it comes down to is I just feel shitty about backing out, because I kind of, in a way, gave my word. I didn't enter into a legal obligation with a contract, but I've been excited about this for the last 2 weeks with them on the phone, talking about it, how we were going to do it. Becky's put a ton of work into this. We got the guys showing up. They took days off of work. But, I'm still, I'll say it right now, I'm still up in the air. I don't know what to do, because I don't want to appear, I don't like the idea of being on the front page the next day when this is the topic of conversation and appearing and being like, yay, money. And like I said, in addition, it's symbolic, because I would still continue with Twitch, because it is the place, it's where the eyes are, and that's what my business revolves around. They are the platform right now. Same with YouTube. That really is just all about timing and how crappy this is to go out the next day. And I didn't want, I guess the main thing was that I cleared with them that it was okay. Are you really okay with me making this vlog if you still want to go ahead with this? And I told them, and they're going to watch this, I guess, and make their decision. So they're making a decision. You guys might change my mind either way. I want to hear what you have to say about it. And but let me be clear again. I think it's crappy. I think when robots jump in and don't know what the fuck they're doing, when they're flagging stuff that they have no right to take on, when you got Danny Baranowski, the composer for Meat Boy and Crypto the Necrodancer out there, consulting his lawyer because another company out there that he's never been involved with is claiming his content on a service that he completely supports and wants to continue. He wants to continue to promote his content, and I guess it's only right that I reiterate how the Twitch guys, perceptibly to me anyways, they were convincing to me that they genuinely are on the side of broadcasters, that they hate this too, but basically they have no choice. I don't know if they really have no choice, but this seems to be their prerogative to go down this road. And at the very least, I had a dialogue with them. So if something good came out of it, it was that we had a chat, and I maybe understand their position a bit more, but I hope more importantly, they understand mine a bit more. They seemed like smart guys that probably already understood the downside of all of this. I think that the biggest mistake they may have made in all of this was the PR move. I think that had they maybe eased us into the fact that this was coming a little bit better, the same thing happened with the Content ID. I don't know. This was rambly as hell, basically unedited. The parts that you saw jumped, that cut, were just me sitting here thinking for a second. But really, it was pretty much, this is just my thoughts. Spilled out for you. Tell me what you think. I love you guys, and oh yeah, and watch that vlog moments before I became so conflicted with my life and business and everything. All right, and I'll probably do it, and then I'll do a follow-up vlog maybe way late tonight or tomorrow morning. Whether that broadcast happens or not is dependent on the next few hours, I guess. See you later, guys. I love you.